Hi, and welcome to Sunshine Startups Live. I'm entrepreneur, investor, and startup enthusiast Jim Ryan. Not our typical podcast area today because we are recording live at Emerge, and I'm joined by my good friend and colleague, John Wensvian. John, it is so exciting to be at Emerge, somewhat live, I guess, because this is recorded, but it is a thrill, isn't it?
So a few weeks ago when we were doing our Sunshine Startups Live podcast in the studio, you made the big announcement. We were going on a roadshow, and this is our first one, season 2 of our podcast, and we've got quite the following, bringing in some very influential leaders. I love the buzz and the activity going around, and I really feel like we're doing something, but Emerge America's day 1, 10-year anniversary. I'm so happy we're here to be actually really the official podcast of Emerge Americas, and looking forward to bringing in some entrepreneurs on the podcast over the next couple of days, but this could not be more exciting, and looking really forward to helping support the 10-year anniversary of Emerge and all the great things that come out of it.
Yeah, and John, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to be with you again in this experience, and Emerge is the conference to attend if you're a startup, certainly. And during the course of being here at Emerge, we're going to be interviewing a number of startups that are presenting for the huge award that the Medina family and Florida funders and a number of organizations have committed to with the winner of the contest. And so what we wanted to do is talk to a number of the startups. Some of them might have some traction, so forth, and do these in sort of small 15-minute vignettes. And so we're really excited to have one of our first entrepreneurs, Isabel Rodriguez from BuildrFi, here today. And so, Isabel, welcome to the podcast. So happy to have you here and joining us.
No, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I mean, I've been at every Emerge Americas event since it started, but it's my first time as a founder, so it's definitely a special one for me.
Well, it's and thrilled for us to hear about your company. So, Isabel, take a moment to briefly tell us about BuildrFi, because you mentioned, obviously, you've got experience here previously at Emerge, so you've come up with something here special. So tell us about BuildrFi.
So at BuildrFi, we're really trying to revolutionize the construction financial landscape forever. I mean, it's filled with cumbersome processes. It takes, on average, 94 days for a subcontractor to receive payment from the GC. So what we're trying to do is automate those processes and get the contractor paid faster. But at the same time, we provide financial services in between. So we give out working capital solutions such as materials financing and pay-up advances for contractors.
So what I love about entrepreneurs is there's usually a challenge that they're addressing with some kind of strategic solution. So how did you get into this business, and how long ago did you start?
Yeah, so we started last year. BuildrFi came out of the Built in Miami program, which is an initiative from Venture Miami of the city of Miami. Started with just an idea. I got the idea from actually being in the subcontractor's shoes myself. I was a subcontractor here in Miami for 4 years. Actually went out of business for the same issues that I'm trying to solve. Then went on to Atlanta, got my MBA at Georgia Tech, worked at Salesforce for 4 years with banks, credit unions, insurance, implementing technology, and said, I want to bring back this experience to the industry I love, despite my challenges. And there's truly an opportunity in construction. And I think, right now in the horizontal technology space, we see so many solutions, but I think right now is the right time for legacy industries to have vertical software that addresses true pain points. So I'm pretty excited about it.
So Georgia Tech, you went up to Georgia and then came back down?
Yeah, so it was an executive MBA program. So I used to go every other week in the middle of the pandemic. So wearing a mask, it was fun, but definitely quite interesting times.
We have a fire alarm going off in the background, but there was one earlier in the day when I was moderating on stage, and it was false. So I think until someone actually forces us to walk out of here. Let's keep the podcast going.
It just adds to the excitement and the experience of Emerge here. Of course, you go from Pitbull, who will be on stage soon, to having a fire alarm. Why not?
Why not? Soon one day.
So, Isabel, I wanted to ask you, I love the idea of, recreating, rebuilding, no pun intended, a legacy industry, construction, great insight, and so forth. You mentioned about your educational background. And John mentioned, where the idea came from. But construction, I mean, how do you go from, thoughts about solving this problem, and specifically with construction? What sort of motivated you and compelled you to get there?
Well, actually, my history with construction goes back to growing up in Colombia. So both my dad and my brother are contractors. I grew up listening to their quarrels with this industry and thought, maybe in the U.S. it works differently. But it turns out that it's the same thing worldwide. It's a fantastic industry. It is so influential to everybody, even those who are not part of the industry. I mean, it's the places we live at, it's where we are right now. So I think the industry does deserve better solutions. There's many pressing challenges that make this the right time to solve. So we have a huge labor shortage problem. There's rising interest rates. And so it's really timely to come up with solutions that truly solve for specific pain points. So in our case, it's really helping automate those financial workflows. A lot of the times these projects are delayed because of this. So it's a problem I'm passionate about. As I said, I went out of business from my subcontracting business because of it. I was growing, just juggling multiple projects at the same time. But when you have to front the cost for labor and materials and you're just stuck with manual processes, it's just so hard to scale. And that's the situation for millions of contractors, actually. In the U.S., I think construction is the second industry where more businesses go out of business every year because of this. So it's something I'm passionate about, small businesses, startups. Prior to BuildrFi and Salesforce, I did tinker with a few startups that I worked with. One of them is presenting here. So they're in a booth. They're in the late stage. So it's kind of a full circle moment as well.
So as a female founder, when I applaud you for doing what you're doing, it's often a difficult environment in the world of entrepreneurship for female founders, particularly when it comes to fundraising. And you're in an industry, construction, which is traditionally male-dominated, and things are changing. What are some of the challenges or struggles that you've been facing as a female founder, and where do you see the future going?
Yeah, so curiously enough, last month I was in New York in the Empire State Building at Skanska, which is one of the largest construction firms in the world. And I was invited there as part of a panel just to speak about women in construction and kind of the challenges that I face both in my construction company and now as a founder in technology. And, I'm very optimistic about the future. Even the present, I feel like we've made a lot of progress. There's definitely a lot to do. But just by being here, last month we were accepted into Techstars, which were our first investment.
Congratulations. That's wonderful validation.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think even at Techstars, I'm able to see more female founders, lots of opportunities for us to just connect with investors. So there's a huge push to really not only say that, we're supporting female founders, but actually get the resources to them. So, and even here, I met Melissa and Tony Jimenez, from the Medina family, when back in October I participated in a Latino founders competition, and I won that competition, and that's how we got into Emerge America. So even Emerge is really doing a great job in making sure that female founders in Miami are supported. So I'm pretty grateful to Melissa.
Your resume is getting longer by the minute here as we talk, and congratulations on all this success.
Thank you so much.
So I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, Isabel, how do potential prospects or clients, and then in addition to that, obviously, you talk about the opportunity to win the ultimate prize here on stage, but investors, how do potential investors reach out to you and the company?
Yeah, so you can find us online, www.buildrfi.com. Of course, my name is Isabel Rodriguez. I'm on LinkedIn. We're out there. We're starting our pre-seed round in 2 weeks officially. So we're raising $1.5 million to get our payments product out there, reach 500 contractors in the next year and a half. So really exciting times for us. We have our demo day coming up in Miami, end of May. So it's going to be the Techstars Miami demo day. So that's another opportunity to connect, and, happy to connect with investors, other founders, and just the tech ecosystem in Miami, which I'm really passionate about too.
Well, keep on doing amazing things. We're happy to actually have you on our podcast. And if there's anything we can do to support you in the community, we are here. And again, congratulations.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being on the podcast. Isabel Rodriguez, the company is BuildrFi.
Remember to subscribe, like, and share the Sunshine Startups Live podcast and follow us on social media. If you're interested in sponsoring or appearing on the show, please email us at booking@sunshinestartups.live.